world we live in is very appearance driven. People would like to have a completely zero account, but look really nice. Pull up in a really nice car, really nice watch, have the newest, latest and greatest fashion outfits, and might not even be able to pay their rent or their mortgage when it's due. That's just unfortunately the world we are in today. And people have gotten used to this mindset that if you look good, if you show up looking wealthy or rich, you have this appearance, then people are just going to gravitate to you and you're going to have more friends and you're just going to feel better with yourself. Deep down, we know that's a load of horseshit. We know that's not true. People in the moment can say or pretend that they like you. People can pretend that they care or are interested in your daily life. But as soon as we separate, go back home, people don't really care. No one thinks about you when in the kitchen preparing dinner. Hey, how is this person doing? You know, I hope their new car or their new watch, how much many people don't think about you like that because we have problems of our own. It's really difficult for you to worry about other people when we're busy thinking and planning our own lives. And that's kind of what I want you to take away. In reality, no one really cares. But we're in this world where all we think about, all we care about is what other people are saying, what other people feel about us. And that's bad because that pushes us to make terrible decisions based on what people will think and based on our appearance outside. It affects how we spend money, how we buy clothes, how we buy car, how we make every decision. It's a horrible state of mind, and it's what's been happening for a very long time. Looking rich has been the pinnacle of most of us ideals. That's why car loans are off the charts. People are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars more than they're supposed to for transportation. People don't even understand sometimes what the features or the reasons the car they are buying is for. They just know that it's what's in vogue, and if they buy it, people are going to be interested and they can show up to places and look really cool. Unfortunately, that's not the reality. Here in Canada, not everyone, most people want a big home, right? Most people want a huge ass house, 5 bedrooms, 5 washrooms, and it's a family of 3. Sometimes I don't get it. Sometimes I don't understand it. I want a 2-3 acre lot. Looking rich can be very expensive, and it has been for many, many years. The sad reality is many people don't realize how much looking rich is costing them and how much is deterring from their overall happiness and their financial ability because they don't sit down to think about it. Some of them are even too far gone trying to look rich that even to pull out will cost them years in debt that they have to pay back and come out of. It's quite sad. Many people think that buying something brand new or buying the latest and greatest is going to make that happy. There's tons of studies out there that show many times it doesn't matter what you buy. When you buy something, you have that peak dopamine spike the first couple of weeks that you buy it, and then it just becomes like every other thing that you've ever had. You know, you're used to it. It's okay. I think on Joe Rogan's podcast one time he mentioned how he used to have a tiny apartment and then he got this huge apartment thinking that's what he wanted, and then after a few weeks the huge apartment or huge house just felt like every other house. It didn't have any sentimental value. He didn't feel happier. He didn't feel more excited. Wasn't able to do more stuff, and that's just how it is. If we focus more on what really drives value for us, what really makes us happy, what will translate well to our mental happiness, and not really worry about paying for stuff a lot like we do with our car payments, I think a lot of us will be a lot more happier. A lot of us will be a lot more relaxed. I was talking to someone the other day and I said, can you imagine how much time and freedom you would have if you had no car payments, no mortgage, no credit card debt, we won't be as tied to our 9 to 5 jobs in the sense we won't feel obligated and tied down to always keep working because we have all these bills. Many of us aren't working because we love our job or like what we do. Many of us are working because if we stopped working today, the bank is going to come at us with pitchforks and take everything that we've got. And that's the sad reality. So it's not more I'm working to build my retirement savings and grow my retirement plan. Is I'm working so I can afford all the shit that I've got, all the stuff that I have and I need to sort of hold on to and make payments to. Anyhow, I'm ranting on now, but the point is looking rich is really expensive. What's the alternative? Be realistic. No one cares. If you just need a car to get from point A to point B and you don't need anything fancy, maybe you don't need that S-Class. Maybe you don't need that $100,000 SUV. Maybe look for a $20,000 SUV. Maybe look for a $10,000 car. You don't need things that are expensive. You don't need to show off to anyone but yourself. The only person that should measure your success is yourself. You should be measuring how well you're doing against how well you did before. And if you're growing, that's great. If you're not growing well, then maybe you need a conversation to evaluate how things are going. But essentially that's the rant, right? And it all doesn't matter, right? And we're not going to take all of this stuff to the grave. As I said, this is a message for me too. I like sometimes collecting some really weird stuff. I buy some stuff that I clearly don't need. I have them sitting around the house and I think to myself, why the hell did I buy that? Because I use it that one time and I never use it again. Sometimes with clothes, right? I'm a big believer of buying some cheap clothes, but even that has its disadvantages because they're cheap doesn't mean they're necessary, right? I don't need to buy them. Sometimes I just like them. Like this jacket, it was on sale. And I bought it with another jacket. I really needed the second jacket, but I didn't need this one. This one was really cheap, and I bought it. I'm wearing it now, but I have other jackets that I could have worn. It's this buy mentality. Accumulate without the sense of, do you really need it or not? But those are things we really need to ask ourselves. To places, with the mindset that we're impressing other people is not the best way to go. Having the mindset that we're only living to make sure that we're happy, that's the mindset I have. And we'll all be happier if we have that same mindset. Anyhow, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.